Would you fuck her? I'd fuck her. I'd fuck her hard.
Bet you weren't expecting a Silence of the Lambs intro, were you? Well, stick around. I'm full of cringe ideas. Friends, strangers and enemies, tonight we are going to be looking at the 6th scale Juliet Starling figurine by Virtual Toys. Or Chainsaw Girl, as it's named. Yeah, gotta avoid copyrights with unlicensed merchandise, right? So, Juliet Starling, the zombie hunting cheerleader from the hit game Lollipop Chainsaw. For the longest time, my other self and I weren't huge fans of this game, and it was left untouched for many years up until just recently. And I honestly can't tell you why the initial exposure would make us dislike it. It's a fun little hack and slash game, jam-packed with entertaining gameplay, comedy, and references galore. Stories centering around the adorable cheerleader who has just turned 18 and is going off to meet her boyfriend on her birthday. But he's attacked by a zombie, which causes Juliet to make the decision to remove his head in order to save him. Yeah, it's weird, just go with it. Anyway, many more obstacles come up for Juliet to fight through, courtesy of Jigsaw McLaughlinjack here, and she has to team up with her other family members to save the town of San Romero. Just about a year ago by your calendar, the game actually had a remaster for the new generation consoles and on PC. Give it a look if you can't find the original. Anyway, enough discussing the plot of the game, we have a figurine to check out. Okay, so here we have Juliet, or Chainsaw Girl as the box says, and she's looking pretty damn good. The rest of the box is pretty unremarkable though, and it honestly confuses me as well. I'm not sure why they decided to add this tentacle pattern around the sides of the box. There aren't any tentacle monsters in the game from what I recall. Could have easily been swapped out for chainsaw chains, which would have been equally as unremarkable, but it would have made more sense for the girl in question here. This is actually a cover that slides off the box. The box itself is transparent in front, for you to take a look at Juliet and a few of her accessories. The sides are still unremarkable here as well. It just keeps saying Chainsaw Girl over, and 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 over. Shut up! Yeah, anyway, let's get her unboxed now and check her out. I'm seeing a little bit of wear on the box itself, but this was a pre-owned figurine, and an older one at that, so that only makes sense. Okay, so we have two layers here. The top is of Juliet, one of her alternate hands, and her boyfriend's severed head. And the second layer contains her base, chainsaw, and lollipops. May as well set up her base now. Looks like the basketball court from San Romero High, splattered with blood, and with her name on the front. Or not her name. Maybe I'll do some reworking for this when I get the chance. I don't know what's behind this foam here, but let's take a look. Okay, so we have a few zombie heads here. Dismembered, pretty boring, graphically designed zombie heads. Well, I guess I know what the blood splatters are for. I'm just gonna put you two here, and here. Three more accessories that we have are her lollipops, and wristwatch. We will see about getting those onto her as soon as she's unboxed. And one of the last items on this layer is her bedazzled chainsaw. Looking very stylish, shiny, and bloody to boot. Also, oh yeah, she has a built-in telephone for this thing. I don't like it. First, this cord here feels brittle, like the slightest movement can rip the thing off the case. Also, in spite of it being an analog phone, we have a FaceTime here apparently. Just get a fucking cell phone, girl. I don't think this is going to show up very well in the video, but here we have her mom, or sister, I can't quite make it out myself initially. And we also have space for Juliet's diary on the other side. And rather than go the extra mile and include a concealed diary prop, it's just a sticker. You know, it kind of irks me that they decided to add this feature and skip out on a chainsaw blaster feature entirely. That was an item in the game too, you know. Useless accessories aside, the chainsaw looks pretty good. Now, let's check out Juliet herself here. Okay, so the name Juliet was apparently copyrighted, which is why they named the figurine Chainsaw Girl. But the San Romero Knights isn't? Don't mistake my critique on inconsistency here as disappointment. I'm glad they didn't pull a ZC Toys Chris Redfield on this thing and transpose any of the letters. Straws, give me a fucking break. Anyway, she looks pretty good here. Very Juliet, and very great butt. I will say though, it does seem kind of weird the way her hair shines like this. Rather than being a blonde, it's a lot more gold and glittery looking. Oh, also her arm warmer is on the wrong wrist. Well, maybe I'll switch that around later. So initially I was going to opt not to switch out the hands because I had problems with my SW Toys Jill Valentine figurine when I was swapping her hands around before. But this one seems like it's a bit easier to manage. Not that it makes me any less nervous, though. I don't want to piss away $500 here on Room Run. So I was able to get the watch on her and put her hand back on with no issue here, but something that I did run into trouble with was the alternate hand not being able to hold the lollipops. This is how it's supposed to look. I didn't have this filmed, but basically it just slips right through her fingers, making me wonder why the hand couldn't have just been already holding the lollipop. Why make these accessories when you could just have the thing molded into her fingers when it was being manufactured? Okay, so one of the last accessories we have here is Nick. And he is looking way too chipper for being a disembodied head. But, to be fair, he is reduced to a life where his face is constantly smacking into Juliet's butt. If it were my case, I would probably be smiling too. Don't even need to worry about the hassle of a hard-on anymore either. Huh. You know, this kinda reminds me of something here. I just can't put my finger on it, but Wait. Oh god, no. Ah! Die, idiot meme! Anyway, we are going to try to clip this onto Juliet's belt, and... Wait. How do we do this now? Wait, it's a loop? Meaning that we have to undo her belt to get it on rather than just clip it like any other accessory? No. I'm not going through that much trouble. Let's just try to slide it underneath and hope that it can hold, so... Okay, never mind. We are not touching this anymore. The red is starting to wither away here, so we are just going to sit Nick down on the base, and that's where he'll stay. Well, there we have it. For the most part, I was pretty pleased with this one. I think the biggest issue that I have with her is the withering leather on the belt. I'm afraid that may crumble to dust one of these days, much like most figurines tend to do when they are crafted with a low-end leather. Of course, this phone accessory makes me nervous, but I don't think I'd ever pose her with that feature, so it's an afterthought. Nick could have benefited from having a clip rather than a loop for the belt, and the lollipops probably should have been molded into the fingers of one of her alternate hands. I guess the glittering gold hair is plausible since she is a cheerleader, but it's not a choice that I would have made. And as for the rest of the figurine, overall it looks pretty damn good. I think I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Well, no sense in keeping you any longer. Here endeth the review. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm off to blast some Ramones and hope that I can get that dumb Skibidi shit out of my head. I suggest that you do the same if you're suffering the same way I am. And hopefully I will see you all again down the line.
Lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop.
Boom, boom, boom.
Lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop.
Boom, boom, boom.
Sweeter than candy on a stick. Huckleberry, cherry, or lime. If you had a choice, he'd be your pick. But lollipop is mine. Lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop.
Boom, boom, boom.
Crazy way it thrills me. Tell you why. Just like the lightning from the sky. He loves to kiss me till I can't see straight. She my lollipop. lollipop.